So this was a normal Bay Area day, or Get Rich or Die Trying, 50s movie where he wakes up in the hospital like after getting shot. It was just like that. I'll get emotional off that. That was scary as fuck because you're like, when am I gonna get this shit back? And how long does this shit take? You dig? Just imagine, yeah, you're happy to be awake, but at the same time, can't even process information the right way no more. So, yeah, you put everybody through this thing of death and how real it is. If Matt Barnes doesn't tell me this shit didn't happen, this shit didn't happen. Because I don't even remember, right?
I think we can cut that one right there. And
Yeah.
then there's always the next segment.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, man, crazy shit. September 27th, 2017. I was playing basketball normal, I normally play 3-4 times a week at this place at the time when I lived in Oakland. At this place called Jamtown. It's now called Soldier Town. The AAU team, the Oakland Soldiers, is their particular gym. We have an OG run, a semi-pro run. Matt Barnes was there, Darrell Wright. I don't think Bob Myers was there that particular day, but he's normally there at the run. All of your local legends. We play in the morning, normal, regular, degular day. Feel good, all is well. And bottom line, that day after, during playing in the I think it was the second game, they said, passed out. No rhyme, no reason, passed out. They had passed me the ball. They said they knew something was wrong because I didn't shoot it and I was open. So, they obviously was like, what the hell? And they said I basically grabbed the ball, walked off the court and just slammed face first. I actually still got the scar on my shoulder, one of them. And now, mind you, I'm telling you this so freely because I don't remember any of this. Everything that has been told to me, 80% of it is from Matt Barnes, one of my other good friends, Chris Holiday. I've heard Darrell's side. Yeah, this is all third-party knowledge.
So they were all there and they saw.
They were all there. They saw everything, but I was basically I basically went into a coma. Long story short, luckily somebody there, one of my high school rivals, Javon Harris, helped revive me along with the lady that owned the gym. And that had to be like 3-4 weeks before this episode. So when I finally woke up out of that coma 3 days later, went to a coma, 3 days later, woke up, thank God, didn't know what the fuck happened. So now imagine this, how you always see in the movies, or Get Rich or Die Trying, 50s movie where he wakes up in the hospital like after getting shot. It was just like that. Like literally all you remember is just waking up and you're like, why am I in this hospital? You have no recollection, no nothing. After waking up from that, I just remember like, what the fuck? What, like, wait, hold on. What, like, hey, what the fuck is going on? Like, just, you don't have no memory of nothing. I don't know what's going on. Like, literally no clue. So they kind of had to explain everything that happened to me because I didn't know. And basically, long story short, they were simply saying I had a sudden cardiac arrest, meaning my heart stopped for no rhyme or reason. I'm one of the most healthiest individuals in the world. You can ask anybody who's ever lived with me, anything. I was a vegetarian back in 2000s before people even knew what it was. Still work out 6-7 times a week. You guys, any of my friends or anybody that really knows me, like, no, Ray's always been on his health. So for it to happen to me, it was crazy. Like, wait, what? My heart? And it's like, I never really stopped being an athlete. So I mean, high school, UCLA, NBA, nobody caught that I had anything weird with my heart or nothing out of all those tests. Never. And because specifically what they say I had, at least, you had to be looking specifically at the way my heart beat to know that potentially anything could be off. Because there's a lot of people that have it and don't have this particular situation happen to them. So luckily, I survived. Super random. And I've heard enough stories now. I've talked to people who weren't lucky enough to survive to know, yeah, these are basically the same stories that they're telling me. Normally healthy individuals, athletic, typically black males, randomly fucking dying for no reason. Heart stops. Boom. Out of here. And like, give you an example, like I have a thing, I have a defib now on my chest that I get replaced like every 10, 15 years. And luckily it will get smaller and smaller. My brain was kind of mush. So like it's working, but it's not working. So that's a weird thing to describe, but trust. So I just remember I was cussing for sure. But I couldn't, yeah.
What else, like visually?
The doctor, my parents, my ex-girlfriend at the time, and then my friends and family came. And Matt might have been there too, actually, come to think about it.
And then, so you're saying like the brain was like working but not working. So there's like a fog, right? There's like a connection, like almost like booting back up in a sense, not fully loaded.
Exactly. It's the best. Like, it's hard to explain because it's like, imagine this. So imagine we're having a conversation and you've never thought about how much intellect, how much energy goes into that, right? Me saying these words, you processing it, thinking something, repeating something back to me. This just seems like a normal, walk in the park, but waking up from a coma, that was a lot to process. So you even giving me information, I could only take so much before my mind just went elsewhere, and I had to like bring it back to like, wait, what? Like, you know what I mean? Like if your story was too long, you lost me. I would answer very quickly what I could remember and leave it alone because I knew I didn't have a deep bag of like memory, if that makes sense, or retention.
Right.
So you're waking up rebooting and your brain is also rebooting, meaning my conversation, what I may forget. I may be talking about basketball and go to football, and I know this, but I'm not sharing it with you because I'm not even giving you all of my thoughts because I know something's not connecting at all here.
In terms of like putting it into words?
In terms of putting it into words, in terms of what you're saying to me. Like, I was like, dude, I'll get emotional off that. That was scary as fuck because you're like, when am I going to get this shit back? And how long does this shit take? You dig?
Right? And at the moment, you don't know.
I don't know. And then when they tell you what was supposed to happen, now you're really like fucked up because people that come out of my situations, brains don't work, shit doesn't function no more. They had a fucking GoFundMe because, just that's what the numbers were. Period, right? So just imagine, you're happy to be awake, but at the same time, can't even process information the right way no more. So, yeah. So the first 3 days, I just remember just being real short, just not wanting to even let them know that the shit ain't computing, you know what I mean? And I would talk and like forget shit, and that shit was scary, dude. So that was like the first 3 days, and then not only that part, it was like one of my best friends, literally ended up uh, killing his father the night I woke up, and my best friend has to come in the room. Now, mind you, I could process that. Like, I knew exactly what the fuck that meant, but he was somebody that legitimately struggled with mental health issues and had been off his meds, and yeah, it was some shit to wake up. Was my point. So the good news is, obviously, like, after 3 days, the love and support. I mean, thank God, like, for my family and like people who fucked with me in real life and came to the hospital and like just shit, just kicked it with me. And I say that because luckily after those 3 days, I started like, okay, feeling like normal. You know what I mean? In the sense of I could have a conversation, I could listen. You know what I mean? I could go back and forth with you a little bit more. Where before, it was just like I would blame it on like I'm tired, or I'll just nah, man, or I'll just give you a real short. And it was really just because I couldn't give you too much to say without even forgetting what I was talking about.
Right. So then, what's the process like going? What is it like when you go to sleep? You're waking up instantly knowing that some more connections are there, or how? What is that?
You're hoping you're going to, dude. You're fucking going to sleep hoping some more shit comes to you tomorrow. That's what that shit feels like. It ain't no, you don't know what the fuck is going on. You're fucking hoping that the shit comes back, because it ain't there, but you can't, you don't want to tell everybody, because then I'll freak them out even more. Like, I forgot what you said to me 5 minutes ago. Right? I don't know what the fuck you said. I don't remember that conversation. It ain't no shit. Fucking hope. That's it.
And then the realization. So what was the realizations like as you're progressing?
Just more shit is coming. Just and I can easily have conversations with you, right? I can, you feel like you can process shit again. Where before the processing, like, I can't even explain it. It's like, because it seems so like, oh my God, like, but there's no, like, how you're receiving my information or even my voice of what I'm saying or the energy behind it. There's none of that for me, waking up out of the coma. It wasn't none of that. I couldn't.
When you start to realize that things are processing better, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you start to like really realize it and be like, oh, okay, you're
Mm-hmm.
at that moment, what kind of emotions or feelings are you having with those improvements little by little?
I didn't tell anybody, so it was more or less my inner confidence of like, okay, am I gonna be fucked up or not getting out of this, right? I knew I could walk, physically cool. My knee hurt, and come to find out they had like drilled a hole in my knee to see my heart or some shit. So I do remember my knee hurting, but that was it. So I knew physically I'd be okay, but like I said, the first 3 days of processing shit was out of here and weird. So it was more, I'm just happy, like, okay, like I'm happy I can understand you.
Is there excitement, like, or what how do you describe like the feelings towards making progress every day or every other day or whatever,
I didn't even think about it I didn't even think about it that logically, because I was so afraid. There wasn't, it was just like, dude, like, okay, like, I'm feeling better, thank God, but this shit, it's like, man, I hope it's better, and each day it did. But it was just more or less, you kept it to yourself, and you want to keep everything happy, because you put it, your family, your friends, your girlfriend, you put everybody through this thing of death, and how real it is, and how somebody as healthy as I am You know, it could knock on my doorstep. Yep. So probably I would say, yeah, by week 2, by the time I'm trying to get out of the hospital and feeling good and just over it, was when I knew, like, thank God I'll be okay, right? I had friends and family. I mean, the hospital talked about how they had never had such fun family support, community. Because, I mean, literally people were pulling up. I mean, came through. They gave us our own corner of the hospital, which was normally like the conference room or whatever. Turn on the TV. We were having parties, cookouts. I mean, people were bringing food and desserts and Wingstop and ice cream and, sneaking me some candy. And it was looking back on it, one of the best times in my life, because it was like everybody was there. I got the vibe. It made the hospital stay go by so much faster, so much better. But I remember leaving and I got antsy. So now, I feel like my body now is starting to kick up and like, okay, like, yeah, like, now mind you, I don't have any memory. So I don't have a weird shock about it or a weird, you know what I mean? If Matt Barnes doesn't tell me this shit didn't happen, this shit didn't happen, because I don't even remember, right? So looking back, this was dumb, but I went and, I started working out immediately. Like by 3rd, 4th week, they had told me let the heart chill, and I was taking these new medicines and all this shit. But I was already like, yeah, I'm not taking those medicines. Like, nah, I'm gonna talk to somebody holistic, figure out, what's the best plan of attack, or hey, they tell me these medicines do this. What naturally, can I do to have the same health benefits, right? Maybe a month and a half, 2 months, I'm already on the basketball court. So funny enough, the universe said, nah, slow your ass down. So I partially tore my Achilles. Didn't fully tear it, and it was really just because I did a move while my calf was actually cramping. By that time, I was almost happy to be hurt. Like, how crazy is that shit, right? Like, you go from death to like, fuck that. At least I'm alive and hurt. Like, whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so it's weird. Like, all of these things that you find yourself like, oh my God, now after death. Yeah, whatever. Like, shit, I'm here. And in my eyes, it was like, shit, they should have took my ass out. Now I know I'm here and going to get everything that I want and everything that I planned and is here for. So the mindset just completely switched. Not that I want to go through near-death experiences or put myself in harm's way, but you do go like, damn, like I could fucking get through anything. Like, I escaped death. Like, everything else from now on should be pretty fucking easy.